Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Hello and welcome back to SML Total Access. I am Primetime 000, joined by Matt and Dan. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Holiday weekend. We're back.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Season 81 finished. What's your guys' thoughts on the season? Obviously, it was kind of an eventful playoff. Some other big things happened. We will start with Matt.
I mean, I don't know. I think the big thing for me is that both conferences have a really big black cloud hanging over them that it's going to be June here soon, and I don't know if either one can shake it. The NFC still can't beat you. Watching these guys play you gives me a headache. Yes, I know Soda and Steele played you close, but they both passed way more than they ran, and I'm sorry, but if you're going to try and outskill Prime, you're just not going to do it. You've got to out scheme him, and you're not going to do it that way. Maybe Steele can do it. I don't know. I haven't seen a big enough sample size, but not many guys can go toe-to-toe. Soda can't, and it was proven. And then on the AFC side, the big blemish for them is they just keep letting these little guys make the Super Bowl, and it's not a good look. Your AFC Championship game cannot be Torque versus Eddie. It just can't be. And guess what? Just like when they let Alex through, Prime just put his foot on the neck. I don't know if Eddie made it across midfield until like the third or fourth quarter. It's just a really bad look for both conferences, and I'm not really sure. I think the NFC probably has the best chance to get rid of that cloud because all they have to do is beat you. Although I'm not even sure if that's enough at this point, because if it took them all the way until June, if that's what June or July to beat you, is that really saying that much? So I don't know. Just a weird Madden, and I'll get more about that here in a little bit.
Yeah, Matt's overstating things. Let me tell you how things look. Okay. We got to give Soda and Steele a lot more credit. They finally showed what it looks like to play Prime in the NFC. It took them what season are we in? 6, 7? I don't even know what we're in anymore.
We're in 8 now.
It took
7 seasons.
We're in 8, so it took 7 seasons for them to figure out how to play playoff Madden against Prime. Now Damon did it once or twice, but not much. Okay, if the whole NFC would play him that way from the very beginning through 7 seasons, they would have gotten one, maybe 2, one for sure, because something would go against Prime. We saw it in those games. Soda, he almost beat him by just kind of a miracle tip play. It could have happened. Steele had a few chances where Prime was, I think, fourth down a few times. Overtime. That was an overtime game, right?
Overtime game, yep.
Yeah. So it was right there. I mean, there were those moments. Like, that's all you have to do. You have to just make the moments happen, and they were right there. Now, on the flip side, you see it on the AFC side. AFC's making the moments. Like, Torque made the moment, and he got the break he needed by a block kick. Eddie made the moments against KP by, KP missing field goals in Buffalo. KP made the moments against Bomber and got a fumble on a kickoff return. You got to make the moments. You got to make the chance happen. It's going to happen. There's no way Prime's going to get every moment go his way. This was the first playoffs the NFC finally gave even a shot for the moment to happen. And to that, I'm finally happy to see that happen. I disagree with Matt. This Madden, you can pass against Prime. You can run against Prime. There is no defense in some games. What you can't do is you just can't let Prime do what he wants to do, and you can't have turnovers. So if you take away the turnovers and if you try to take away one or maybe 2 of Prime's options, then you got a shot. We saw that.
Dan, Soda didn't do anything different. He just played better, and he still lost. And it's not going to be consistent for him to do that. He just played better
defense. He played better schemes. He played better defense. I saw a great play he made on third down that forced Prime to kick the field goal to give him a shot at the end of the game. All he needed was a Madden break. He didn't get it. He didn't get it on the tip play. Torque got it on the AFC side. That's this game. You just need to get yourself into a position to get a break, and you did. He didn't get it. It's going to happen.
I agree with you. I don't think it's sustainable. I can't talk about Steele because I haven't seen him play enough. He might legitimately be good enough. Soda just played better than he has before. That's it. He didn't change anything that he was doing, and he just played.
Oh yeah,
better.
he did. He
I don't think
changed
it's. I
defenses.
don't think it's
He
consistent.
changed defenses. He
I
changed
disagree.
defenses. They finally have realized, and no one talked to me. I'm not saying anyone came to me. Okay, I told everyone, hey, I'm retired from Madden. Okay, I'm not saying anything anymore because I'm just done. I just want to play my games, enjoy the game, enjoy the league. But Soda, I saw play different against Prime, and that's the key. I hope the rest of the NFC sees that as well too.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. For me, when I looked at it, I thought Steele actually has the talent to be a top 3, top 2 player in the SML, and I haven't felt that in a long time from anybody. I played him, and he just has the stylistic approach to win in the playoffs. When it comes to throwing the ball away, when it comes to taking the checkdowns, playing solid defense, not taking too many defensive risks, he does all these things that I think that can go a long way. So I was very impressed by that.
He's a studier too.
He's a studier. He's a studier. Yeah. So he pushed me to my limits. He threw the pick late, and he made the big mistake, and that happens. It can happen to me. It can happen to anybody. So I was impressed by him. Soda's a solid player. I'm not going to down Soda. For me, the biggest thing in the playoffs that I thought was a shock was obviously Torque's win over Dan, and then to back it up and beat QP right after that was pretty impressive. I would say that since Dan has been Dan in the SML, I know he lost to NYT, but that's probably the biggest, his probably worst loss he's had in his SML playoff career in terms of opponent, and he's probably favored by 15 points, I would guess. But overall, I mean, it was a really good playoffs because I think there's a lot of unpredictable things that happened. I mean, KP losing to Eddie on a missed field goal, Bomber losing to KP, obviously. It was a good playoffs for that. I wish the Super Bowl was a little bit better, and I mentioned that on SML Prime Time. I thought the Super Bowl was a dud. I don't think Eddie should have been there. He just had a perfect storm, and he kind of blew his shot. But overall, I think it was a fun, exciting playoffs.
I will say this about Torque, and I think in the moment it was definitely a huge upset. I don't think it was my biggest upset though at all because of the way Torque's playing right now. Like you said, he followed up my game and beat Q. I mean, straight up just beat him. Now he's 4-2 in this season. It's not like it's he's a career like 200 winner. He might be ascending, and so I think we'll have to wait and see a judgment on whether or not that was a major upset or not.
You lost to NYT. That's the only other one I could think that would be bigger.
Yeah, I lost to Bean, I think, once or twice. That I feel like that should have never happened, kind of thing.
Okay.
Bean's
Is
better than
Torque
Torque.
as good as? Well, he is, but we'll see. Like maybe not. I mean, maybe Torque is ascending into that direction, just like Raider fan was like. He's kind of ascended into the Bean category, which I don't think is an insult at all. It's just a very good, solid player that can win playoff games. That's where I think Torque might be.
Interesting. There was a lot of trades that happened, and as we're on topic too, in the offseason. Some big ones, some small ones. Any trades that you've seen kind of shaken out this season or that you think might have an impact in the playoffs coming up here, season 82? And Dan, we'll start with you.
Yeah, to me, I think the biggest one is Dump moving his running back Long. And to get set feet lead, like he thought that was some kind of an equal trade. It's early. It's Dump's sitting there 3-3, but I think if he would look back at that, he would say what he got in the quarterback upgrade was not even close to what Young or Long brought to him. When you think about playing Dump now, it's not like, okay, I gotta be on my toes every handoff because this could go to the house. It's okay. Yeah, he has a quarterback. Oh, he has that feet lead. I didn't even notice because it's we can debate whether it's a good ability, great ability, whatever. It's just an ability. It's one you want. It helps, but it doesn't change the game like Long was changing the game. And I think Dump's going to come back and regret that. I think that's going to be the biggest trade that kind of stands out to me right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to find a different one because that was mine. It's got to be Dump though. I mean, Long was like he had like arcade like NFL blitz rushing numbers, right? And then
it's ridiculous.
For whatever reason, Dump let everybody get into his head that he can't win without Long, and so he decided he wants to prove it when he should have just kept Long the entire time. So he trades Long, and then he goes, "Oh, wait a second. I probably can't win without Long. I need to do something else. Let me get the next best thing, which is set feet lead." Which I agree with Dan. We disagree, but we also agree on set feet lead. It's not what it used to be. You're not just going to leave your monitor off and press a button and win. But it is still, if you're going to get a quarterback, it is still the ability you want. And if you could choose one ability for your quarterback to have, that's the one. And I think Dump realizes now, oh my God, I can't win without Long, because he is not winning without Long. So that's the big offseason trade. Really, other than that, I think guys, like what Meats and KP made like a, I don't know, 8-player trade that involved that really fast quarterback that I think Meats is like, oh my God, I don't have Lamar, I suck now, and trying to find a QB that can be like him. I think Nick Cross was in that trade, Madden legend. But outside of Long, I don't see any off-season trade because Marvin Harrison Jr. I think was an in-season trade. I don't see anything even close to what Long is.
Yeah, no, that trade was very stupid by Dump. He let his pride and ego get in the way there of just, hey, you got 2 seasons left. Stick with what's working. You're so close to maybe winning a Super Bowl, and now he's got to readjust to a new quarterback, new running game. Idiotic, bad decision. I've talked about that on prime time. But I'll say this, in a trade that probably I think we're a little critical on, QP trading for Justin Herbert, and he sent Worthy to 99 speed Xavier, 98, 99 speed Xavier Worthy. In my opinion, QP overpaid for Justin Herbert the first time and the second time. I mean, the book is out on set feet lead, and he lost a 99 speed receiver, but QP has his guy now. He's got Justin Herbert. He's won Super Bowls with them. I think he's got the ability to fit the ball in the tight windows, and QP is a tight window passer. Watch out for QP in the AFC, because right now I think that Dan's a little down right now. I don't think Torque's going to really do much noise this season. And that just kind of leaves Bomber, who just got upset. And I think he's vulnerable again. We've seen Bomber when he was confident and rolling and talking smack and all this stuff, and now Bomber's down. So watch out for QP with Justin Herbert trying to rekindle the magic, putting the cape back on, and maybe he'll make a run at this thing.
Oh, real quick, we both mentioned Dump. What do you think of Dump? A little bit of the return to cocky Dump after week 1, and then getting destroyed the next few weeks, and then trying to be cocky again after being Coop. Is what's Dump trying to do here?
Yeah, that's stupid. I'll tell you this: I play Dump coming up here, and one thing you don't want to do is make a video on Prime, because Prime's got some pretty good digital assets, and he's going to have some fun with it when he plays Dump again soon. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, and I want to say, you gotta, if you're going to puff your chest, keep it puffed. Don't go from raw, I'm back, I'm the best, Prime sucks, I'm the best, I told you I can win without Long or whatever, and then cower into a shell a couple weeks later and say I'm still not good, or puff it or stay back. You don't flip-flop. It drives me nuts.
Plus week 1 is the most stupid, unpredictable week of all the weeks, so that's a pretty rough
also
movement.
I'm glad you brought up QP. I was right. He went to the AFC Championship game with set feet lead, didn't win a single playoff game after he traded it, and now he's realized the error in his ways, and he's got it back. So I'm just going to pat myself on the back there.
That was good. No,
yep.
Yeah, QP.
Good point, Matt.
He's an ability merchant, is what they call that. What were you right about or wrong about this Madden from earlier seasons? Maybe you had a prediction right when the cycle was going to start or right beforehand. And Dan, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about this. This is a good question. Oh, did you say Dan or Matt?
Well, I screwed up, but we'll have you go first, because I think you'll probably have a good opinion.
Okay. I was trying to think about this because I think there's some things where I was wrong early, but it didn't take me long to fix it. Probably the biggest thing I was wrong on was draft night. I'll admit, thinking Prime made a mistake with the Lions because he needed a quarterback, and it was going to take him a while to get a quarterback. And I just didn't see a lot of rushing speed with high throw power quarterbacks like AR out there. And he kind of proved me wrong with Milton. All he needed was the high throw power. He did not need the speed. And he's played excellent this year. So that's my pretty quick wrong one. The one I got right was linebackers. I was pretty quick right off the bat that the way to stop a lot of the rushing attack was going to be stay in base 75% of the game, even when they come out in trips, even when they come out in shotgun, stay in base. And so you needed some fast linebackers. And I think I got my first fast linebacker after draft 1, my second one after draft 2. And I've had 3 all season or all cycle, and that's just played huge dividends. So that was probably the quickest one I did. I think I was right on QBs, release mattering. I was a little slow on the throw power, but I've come around to that. I usually think the first 2 season throw power doesn't matter, but then as defenses get better and quicker, that it will matter later on. I think it mattered from the jump, so I was a little bit slow on that. But overall, I think given my record, I was pretty right this year, and I'm pretty happy with everything, minus the win in the Super Bowl.
Matt?
Yeah, I mean, the elephant in the room on this very show, I said if the Straw Blacks gets the Bengals, he's going to win a Super Bowl. Please delete that episode, or at least edit that part out, because yeah, he said a couple of number 1 seeds, but he has done absolutely nothing. So definitely wrong there. Embarrassing, blemish. Straw, please, for the love of God, win a Super Bowl before this cycle ends, please.
He's got to win a game this season, Matt. Don't talk about a Super Bowl. He's got to win a game.
Well, the baby step, the baby steps are over. But I was also wrong about. I was on record saying the Eagles were the best team in this game, and when we started playing, I don't know if you guys remember, but very early on, like especially, I don't know if it was before we started or right when we started, but the pass rush was insane. I mean, I would just rush 4 and like Jalen Carter or Nolan Smith with their speed and their ability would just get in instantly. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I might not lose the game. Obviously, that's satire. But I was like, this is amazing. This team is so good. Like, the offense is kind of crappy because Hurts has no throw power. A.J. Brown's slow and old. Devontae Smith is just another guy. Saquon was good but old. Dallas Goedert, not very good. I was like, who cares about the offense? I'll get rid of all of those guys, and I'll have this defense forever because it's young and it's good. And then they patched the pass rush, and I have one of the best D-lines in the league, and it doesn't matter. But where was I right? I was right that so I was wrong before we started, but as soon as they patched it, that I said I've been saying all along there is no defense in this game. Dan finally conceded to me the other day in public. There's no defense in this game. You can play it occasionally, but I feel like most of the time it's based on what the computer lets you do. Do you get the run sheds? Do you get the pass rush? Which you have the same players calling the same plays, and it's a coin flip. I think it takes it out of the user's hands for the most part, and you're just you have all these broken. Now the broken tackles are a thing, which I'm not a shadow patch guy, but my goodness, watch the clip that Tiny posted with Travis Hunter, who's not even a big guy. And I break like 3 or 4 hit sticks and go for a touchdown. And then the next drive, he didn't post this because it's Tiny, but he does the exact same thing. He throws a pass over the middle. My guy goes to tackle him, and then he breaks that tackle, and he breaks 2 more, and his guy goes and scores a touchdown. So you can't play defense. Here's the one thing I think I was right on, and I'm going to get a lot of crap for this. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of support. I think the skill gap in this Madden has lessened. Now, everyone's going to say, well, why is Prime always winning? I told you the NFC, they play this guy like they've never played Madden before. But I just don't see an Alex or an Eddie or a Torque getting as far as they do in a Madden where Dan can confidently go into a game, Bomber can confidently go into the game and know that Myles Garrett or Will Anderson or Christian Harris or Stingley or these really good players that they have, these 95 overall defenses, if they could go into these games knowing I can play defense, this is going to happen, all I got to do is take away this route, whatever. I just don't see these guys doing it, and I think the skill gap has just gotten lessened because you can't play consistent defense. And that's always been the equalizer between the really great players and the not so great players.
Matt, I want to follow up real quick on that. 2 things. One, thank you for acknowledging the broken tackles. I was saying that after my Prime game too. I don't know what happened there, but it's happening. But number 2, I think the skill has gone. I agree with 100%. The skill has gone on the 100% on the offensive side, not on the defensive side. And I think in the past, your elite players probably excelled on shutting people down and taking away things and just destroying them defensively. So I think that's where the shift is taken. The skill now is in whether or not you can do the speed burst, whether or not you can run 10, routes and you have all day back there to throw. So the skills moved offensively, and I think that's what you're seeing more than just flat out all around skill.
Yeah, I think the skill gap in Madden's diminished for the last 4 cycles. I think I've probably been saying, I think it continues this year. And to Dan's point, I think specifically this year, I mean, a couple of years ago, it was nerfing of the user, with the change of direction and stuff like that, and the Superman jumps with the linebackers, and then you've seen it only an animation with sub linebackers / the guys with the lurker ability, and now those guys don't even animate. There was that kind of that's diminished. Now it's I used to be a guy that would take literally 55, 60 sacks a season, literally every season. Now I'm taking 15. I mean, so I think that's the big one is the pass rush. The thing I was right about, well, let me get my list out. I said Stavo was going to choke and be terrible this cycle. I said that he was going to fall in love, and he did, and I'm happy for him. But I said it was going to diminish the cycle, and it sure did. I said that Straw was going to be the folding chair of the cycle. I said that very early on, and I was right about that. Lost to Tug. What was it? 27-0 was a poll voting, our first and only.
Yep.
I mean, that was an embarrassment for Straw. Also, Straw held me at the SML meetup. I beat him on a go route, cooked him, and then he freaking holds me so he doesn't get clipped. It's crazy. That's like bunting and a no-hitter. I said I was right about throw power being elite very early on. I found that out and traded for Joe Milton. I was right about Gutta being unwise to join my division because that retired Gutta. Here's what I was wrong about. I'm not good at this kind of thing. Like the linebacker speed thing, I found out about that late, and then I just never drafted anybody really fast. I think I've one decent linebacker, but I never really drafted anybody fast. So I'm still kind of, I know better, but I'm just not doing it. And I talked Johnny into joining my division during the draft. I said, Johnny, I'll take care of you. It'll be great. And I think that was the worst decision I could have made because I feel like he dove at my quarterback's knees when kneeling when I was at 40, and I just feel bad for Johnny. I kind of set him up to fail there. So that's what I was wrong about. Who are you guys spreading your love on? And Matt, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to spread my love on Soda and Steele. I know it feels like I might have crapped on them in topic 1, but look, I don't like their game plan going into the game versus you, but they both played extremely well, and they almost beat you. And so I got to tip my hat. It was nice to actually see you in a competitive NFC playoff game finally. I think obviously whenever there's an SML playoff game, the lights are always bright, right? It's at least 20 people in chat. There's commentary and everything. But when it's prime, especially this cycle where you haven't lost yet, the stakes are even higher, and it can be hard to perform under those lights. So hats off to the both of them. Really good job. I'm really curious if Steele can keep it up. He just lost a shootout to AJ, which is pretty embarrassing. But again, he's new. Most people don't know him, but he also doesn't know everybody else. So we'll see how that goes. And then I'm gonna share my love a little bit with Eddie. Tough Super Bowl. You come out really flat. You look terrible. But it's good experience for him. Whether or not he gets back, who knows? But really good experience for him. All those playoff games, the bright lights, the Super Bowl. But what I really liked is he's getting a lot of flack, man. Prime, you went at him. It wasn't quite old school SML days. I mean, back in the old school SML days, I think Prime called me a piece of garbage when I was making the playoffs. There was a show called Heat Check. That Bomber had that was like over an hour, and they analyzed every single playoff game. They had the bracket up in game, and they went through the whole entire playoffs. And if they thought you were trash, they told you they thought you were trash. So this league, like we talked about before, used to be a lot more cutthroat in trash talk, and you have gone in on Eddie, and I feel like Eddie has taken it really well. So hats off to Eddie on a great season, and most importantly, not getting overly sensitive in chat, because then it just gets awkward. And so good job, Eddie.
No, Matt, that's a good list. And Eddie is terrible, so I'm glad you're spreading the love on him. Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention Soda and Steele too, just because again, I've been one of the biggest critics of the whole NFC, watching them play Prime in the playoffs, and they finally adjusted a little bit. So hats off to that. But let me go two different directions. I want to go first, Torque. Hey, you know what? You won. You won. Like I said, you put yourself in the right position to get the break, and you got the break, and you won. But to follow that up and beating Q was a great win. And then I played you again this season, and it went a little bit more what I was hoping for, but you still put up a good fight, and I see the potential there. So keep on the track, keep pushing. To prove some of these guys wrong that it wasn't a fluke last season, and you're for real. And then, hey, I mean, maybe I'm just feeling really really kind right now, but I'm actually going to share some love to Stavo. I mean, you're 6-0, bud. I know this is world, hey, hell can freeze over sometimes, I guess, right? And keep it up, man. Keep playing. It looks like you got a quarterback you like, and you're playing well. You're the number one seed in the NFC. I think it's still going to matter what happens come playoffs, but let's go, man. I would love to see you in the Super Bowl again, and I got a lot to unleash on you if I can make it there.
I've got one person I'm going to spread my love on, and I'm going to read a quote. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. I'm going to spread my love on a 5-time SML champion. He made the Super Bowl 2 times this cycle, AFC championship games multiple times. He's risen many men in this league. He's gotten kids in this league. He has made great comebacks, double overtime, Super Bowl thrillers. He's a champion. He is a man of men and a leader of men. Dan I'm spreading my love on Dan. Dan, you're a fighter. Look
Nothing's
up.
ticked me off more than this right now.
Get up.
Unbelievable.
But don't ever give up. Dan, I believe in you, man. You will be back. I believe in you, and I love you.
Oh, punch you in the face right now.
Yeah, he's back.
Son of a freaking gun.
That's my list. That's my guy I'm spreading it on.
Yeah. Go take a lap, bro.
Matt, what's your 5, dude?
Notice how Dan said earlier that he's just enjoying the league and he's retired for the cycle, and then he just guaranteed a win over Stavo in the Super Bowl. He's back. He's back. All right. Speaking of Dan, number 5 is the man, the myth, the legend, Dan Look, he can say what he wants, and maybe he is. I mean, I get it. As a defensive guy like Dan this is a frustrating Madden, especially with the broken tackles now. But look, sleeping giant, he's asleep. He ain't dead. He's 4-1. His only loss, close one to Prime. He's got a win over Torque, which he'll tell you is a good one. But KP, Damon, I know Damon's having a down season, but Damon is a very, very good player.
He's still playing good.
So, Dan is still Dan. Maybe he's pouting in chat, but hey, let's get to week 13, 14, 15. That playoff race starts heating up, and that fire will ignite in Dan again. At number 4, boy, hopefully I don't get a death threat. I got Slice.
Wow.
5-0, but man, Fins, Trick. Okay, Alex, fine. I mean, Woods, who may have, if you didn't see the video, he may have leaked his team choice for next Madden. He might be going to the Dolphins. And then Fig. So again, I know I've said you only play who's on your schedule, so he's on my list. He's just at number 4. And really, the AFC East just hasn't really produced much. I mean, I know Eddie made the Super Bowl, but he was like 8-8, or I guess you can't go 8-8, but like, what were they, 9-8? It was a 3-way tiebreaker or something. So keep it up, Slice. You got a big game versus QP. Then you got Steele. And then you got Soda, 3 of your next 4. So I think he's going to make a statement, and maybe the next TA, he'll be a little bit higher if he can win some of those games. At number 3, I've got Prime, an unusual spot for Prime. Could very easily be undefeated, and he should be undefeated if I didn't fleece him in the Laporta trade. Because Wolf dropped game-winning touchdown. Yeah, I mean, Laporta catches that all the time. So that's
Laporta wouldn't have even been there. He would have been still catching his breath at the 5-yard line.
And you should have seen the 50-yarder he caught against Tiny. Looked pretty agile to me. Again, beats Woods, slaughters AJ, close win over Prime. and then beats Damon, who again I've said my thoughts on, and he's got a bit. Oh boy, he plays Eddie next. Oh no, he doesn't play Eddie next because Eddie's in the airport. Oh,
Eddie
geez,
fled the country. Eddie fled the country to not play me. I didn't want to say it. I was going to hold this narrative, but I've got to say it. I have never in my 10 years of running the SML had somebody flee the country to not play me, and now Eddie's done it after getting his butt kicked in the Super Bowl. I kind of respect it, actually.
I take back what I said last segment. What a coward! He's not taking it like a champ. He has fled the country. That is unbelievable, man. You called me garbage, and I made a video in return after I beat you. So it's just this new generation's different.
New gen,
you guys.
You got that Mamba mentality, Matt.
Yeah. At number 2, I've got Stavo. And this was a tough one for me. Stavo has he does have the most impressive resume. Wins over Soda. And a complete annihilation of Dump, and that was in week 2 after Dump was puffing his chest and acting like the best thing since sliced bread. And Stavo beat him 24-7. He's got a dominant 17-point win over Damon, and he also beat Alex. But my number 1, and it's just because of consistency, and that's Bomber. He's still here. I know he got upset, but he's still here. Nice win over KP. QP. He also beat KP. I'm not sure if that's really a great win anymore. But hey, Bomber beat Meats, Meats is a tough matchup for Bomber because Bomber can get tilted in games really well or really easily, and nobody tilts you more than Meats. So I know Meats isn't really doing that well, but that's a mental warfare game for Bomber. I know he hates booting up for that game, and every little thing that happens, whether it's bad or not, I know he's just sitting there shaking like he just wants to strangle little Meats. So yeah, I've got Bomber, but I could easily, if someone had Stavo at number 1, I would certainly agree with that.
You think Bomber's going to go undefeated?
Not a chance.
No.
Dan's going to be
Bomber will lose. Bomber will lose a game he shouldn't lose. He does it every cycle, every
AJ might
season.
beat him. Hell, Woods might. Woods has one of those
Torque,
that does that every
Torque
once in a
might
while.
beat him. He's got some weird games on there. He'll just mentally lose it on something.
And Mike might frustrate Bomber a little bit too, and that's in Dallas where you can't punt as far or whatever that home field advantage is. And Mike's sneaky because Mike plays different than everybody else on defense, and if you're not ready for it, he'll get you.
Yeah. No, guys, thanks for the list, Matt, and everybody for watching. If you're watching this far, 32 minutes in, that's SML Total Access. We are signing off one more time. Prime Time is the reigning champ again, 5 times this cycle. Thanks for watching.
Ooh.